everyone, welcome to MaryAnne's Mystic Mentions. I'm MaryAnne. I do that every time. I knock over my beautiful amethyst angel. I have all these beautiful gems and crystals and all that, which I don't know that you can see, but it's all about, you know, the picture and so forth. Welcome to my channel. Welcome back, returning clients and viewers, and welcome to new viewers if I haven't chased you off yet. Every day I like to read for two sun signs. The first is the featured sun sign, and today the featured sun sign is the beautiful, beautiful heart-centered water element of Cancer. And we are about to enter into your sun season, Cancer, in what, 2 more days. We're still in Gemini. I literally, just before I started this video, was talking to a Gemini who, well, she's really manifested some amazing things during this time. And like I said, we had Sun season Gemini right now, Mercury retrograde in Gemini through next Tuesday. That's right, we're almost done. Can't even speak still, but that makes me happy. Though I will say, out of the last 2 this year, it feels like there were 2. There was one all of February. I know that much very well. Now there's this one. That's 2. It's the end of August, September, or the end of September through October. I have it written down. That first one was mind-boggling. And as you know, and I'll go over it really quickly, it does interfere with our communication, you know, mix-ups in understanding or not being heard or understood. You know, emails get sent to the wrong people. You have to check your addendums really well and double check them. If you have a business like myself and you do things, you know, there's rescheduling and you got to be flexible. Change in plans. Travel can be discouraging in the sense that you have delays and such, and maybe even car issues, which happened the last 2 for me, like right at the beginning at the shadow period. It was like, bump. So I took care of it, and maybe that's how it didn't happen this time. That's always a good thing to do during a retrograde, is to take care of those things. If they're small, and hopefully they are, then they won't get to the bigger phases. You know how that goes. We just do what we can. Life goes on, you know, and we're almost out of it anyway. So you'll have a little bit more of a shadow period. But today's beautiful, wonderful reading for you, Cancer, is feeling really good. All of the readings have had some amazing information and, you know, messages that are very uplifting right now. It's that time. It gives us that opportunity. Always our choice. What do we want to bring in? What do we want to latch onto with the energies, you know, and purposefully bring into our energy field so that we can excel and manifest even stronger than we are right now. So let me pick your highlighted connection, which I always do. Highlighted is picked right in front of you, so I never know what it is. And the highlighted connection always gets 3 major arcana. I shouldn't have said that, I apologize. 3 major categories. Sometimes they're major arcanas, it just depends on what comes up. And then I finish that 3 major category reading with a rune, which just kind of the cherry on the, you know, Sunday. It kind of really culminates, and it's been phenomenally synchronistic. And I love runes anyway. They're one of the strongest, most wisdom-filled, historically known oracles that we have as a divinity to use in divination. So I love them, and I'm learning how to read them and such. So I do it, you know, in small doses so I don't kid myself. And I just share with you as I'm learning and what the meanings mean. So in front of you now, beautiful Cancer, we're going to pick your highlighted connection. And remember, my readings are for all types of love connections. It is the 2 sun signs, and that's because of the astrology wheel that I use. I go around the wheel twice through the month. We're on the second half of the month now because it is June 18th already. I think it's Paul McCartney's birthday, for any of you out there that know that name. One of the Beatle members. I love that guy. I love the Beatles. So there you go. Now you know what my age category is. I think it's obvious though, but yeah, let's do this now. Still have that chatterbox part of Gemini energy coming through me, channeling through me. Well, you have Sagittarius, okay? And I'm pretty excited for you because anytime I see Sagittarius, it just makes me feel excited. They're very, very optimistic. They're fire. And you know what? You've had Venus in your sign, Cancer, and I think it's going to leave relatively soon because you also had Mars in your sign, and last week it went into Leo, you know, that powerful, energetic, sun-ruled Leo. So we're all going to benefit from that, and you're going to just have this zippity-doo-dah, even though you certainly had it while it was in your sign. It's even more of a effect, I think, when it's in Leo, because it's very comfortable in Leo. And it's about fire energy, you know, that momentum that we need and getting it forward. And then we had two eclipses that were extremely powerful, and they run in pairs, and that happened since last June around this time. And the first one was in May on the 26th in Sagittarius, which is what your highlight is today. And that was all about focusing on our truth. Now that was the north-south node, excuse me, focused on the south node. So that was what's behind us. That was last year, for example. And that was the constriction sometimes, things that aren't doing and losing their momentum when it's south versus north node, which is the next thing I'll speak about with the eclipse. But just looking back and thinking, okay, what does Sagittarius really represent? It represents spirit, fire, energy, momentum, truth, religion, you know, higher learning, you know, literally religious, you know, sanctions and churches and things like that, but also just our dogma way of thinking sometimes, and maybe being a little stubborn about that, as well as higher learning to educate ourselves and have different perspectives. And then definitely institutions were involved. Medicine comes into mind with Sagittarius as well. And am I right about that? Well, truth, certainly truth revealed. Okay, so last year we had a lot of that kind of just come to a slowdown, right? You couldn't go to churches, you know, there wasn't any schools for the education or any, you know, higher learning whatsoever, other than online, which is phenomenal and beautiful. And that's all about the technology era that's just booming forward and will continue to, with a bunch of air signs, including this year in Aquarius. And we're in the season of Gemini for another 2 days. So it works really, really well for everyone because it opens our mind. And you know, the thing about you, Cancer, is you're extremely heart-centered. You're very emotional. The cups are water. They represent our deepest and our most vulnerable side, you know, our sentimentality. They represent our families and people and connections that mean so very much to us. So depending on where Cancer falls in any of your charts, if you're not an actual Cancer, you're cross-watching right now, you could have a moon, rising, and Venus that would be every bit as appropriate to listen, because you're going to feel the effects more than somebody who doesn't have Cancer in their chart, okay? And you can look those up for free really quickly on Cafe Astrology or astro.com, and just learn so much about yourself. And this is a time for that. You know, retrogrades bring us inward. So we have your sun season coming into play in 2 days. Then we have the summer solstice, which you always bring in because you're a cardinal sign, Cancer. And there's 4 cardinal signs, and each cardinal sign represents a specific season. So there's a change in the air. And when it's summer, it's just bright and fun. And we want to be outdoors, and we want to connect more than we have, because prior to that, although spring is similar, and that's the sign of Aries, and they're the cardinal. And they initiate, you know, basically the beginning of astrology, really. They're the first sign, and that's the beginning of the new year of astrology in March. And so the fiery ambition in you is just wanting to get out and do things you just haven't done in so long. Or a lot of Cancers or water signs actually were comfortable being at home. That's where they feel they're most comfortable. They like the surroundings that they can, you know, decorate or add on to, which is a big part of what these energies can be. You might want to do some home improvements. You might want to build that garden in the backyard, and anything kind of catering to home and the comforts, like I said, is something that's very appealing to you. And what you consider to be home, because I know a lot of people, although a lot of people have worked from home, a home for a lot of people is their work. It's their second place, like a home, right? It certainly was for me a lot of my years. I spent more time at work than in my home. So that's a focus that's very, very strong. Sensitivity and emotional, you know, recognition of what really matters to us, and opening our hearts and sharing and giving and caring is huge with you, Cancer. And also just protection and security is also huge. And so when it is your sun season, besides turning a different age, which could mean a great deal to a lot of you, and it might bring on a new, different set of circumstances and beginnings, like college or getting married or having children, and all the different things that you do when we in this lifetime, you know, the different phases, as you call them. And, you know, just having this sense of a lot of love and support. We have Jupiter in the sign of Pisces, and that's a very, very complimentary placement for you, Cancer, as a fellow water sign. And you know, Pisces is about healing, and it's certainly about giving, and it's certainly about creativity. It's definitely about, you know, using our imagination to the fullest and tuning into our ability to sense and know and feel the energies of others, which can be overwhelming. Allowing yourself the balance to do your gifts, to share with others, and at the same time come back home, relax, take the vacations that are happening now, because the world's opening up, everybody. And you know, we're going to be safe, and that's important to you too, as it is with everybody. But your highlighted connection is Sagittarius. So, well, they're just going to show you a lot of adventure. They're going to show you that side of you that's in you. And you may very well have Sagittarius in your charts, your natal chart somewhere. But I don't know, there's always an attraction with fire and water. And I mean, when you think about it, you know, there's a lot of tension with that. There's that steamy kind of, woo, passionate, oh, I'm so attracted to you. And yeah, I know we're different. And well, Sagittarius is this straightforward kind of independent freedom. I say what I think and I think what I say. And I don't know how to, you know, curtail that sometimes. I'm not necessarily the most tactful, but I don't do it because I don't care about you. I just don't know how to be phony, you know what I mean? And you love that because you can sense people that are non-authentic, you know, and that's not something you want to be with. You can definitely feel the vibes and, you know, just the generous, genuine aspect that Sagittarius will bring. And then they're extremely dedicated to what they do, and they're hard workers, and they love movement, and they love travel, and they love to get out, which you may or may not want, but he, she, whatever gender, may very much want to propel that out of you and let you realize that there's so much to be seen. And that's something that I absolutely am definitely putting on my wish list and my manifestation list to occur in the next few years ahead, because of certainly because of the inability, but also it's just something I've wanted to do anyway. There's so much beauty in the world, and the two of you together could have the most incredible times. It could be with work, though. It could be a work partnership. It's, you know, all-inclusive type of loves. But I really feel like you complement each other well. There's honest dedication and physical attraction and intimacy that's, you know, not going to let you down 9 out of 10 times. I can't be exact, but on a general state, you know, reading. And the mutable aspect of this fire sign is really nice, because they're willing to bend and to be flexible when they have, you know, someone they care about a lot. And, you know, they're not going to want to be tied down. And you have that little bit of you that has those claws sometimes, Cancer, and you want to hold on with everything you can. That's fine. And everyone wants to feel that love, but in moderation. I mean, the sign that represents Sagittarius, one of them, and the card is Temperance, for that very reason. Just tempering everything and making it modern. Don't overdo, don't underdo, you know, don't be possessive as much as you could possibly help it. But of course, open your heart as wide as you can, because I don't think you can love someone too much. Maybe that's just my opinion. But yeah, really good vibes. Let's see what the actual 3 major category reading has to say for you and the messages that come through for you there. So what else can I say? Yeah, the Jupiter, okay, so Jupiter is only in Pisces through the end of July, because it's a small little stage, just to give Jupiter in Pisces a feel of what it's going to be like for the predominance of next year, starting in December, after it goes back into Aquarius. And I mean, there's some amazing manifestations that you can do. And I know you do that anyway, with the gift that you have of being ruled by the moon, and just that incredible, you're so in touch. You just vibrate with the laws of the universe, and it feels like a comfortable resonance with you, though it can be, you know, up and down, as are the currents and the tides, which the moon, you know, controls. So can be some moodiness with Cancers, of course. You know, I mean, I love Cancers, and I've met them being moody. Just allow them time to be alone and to kind of set their energies back up again is what the best thing is. And of course, being sensitive, they tend to be a little bit more like that, but it's just because they feel, you know, that's how it's like they're, you know, dowser, if you're familiar with that. It's how they recognize what's really happening in the world, right? The air signs work with their head and their mind, and they think in that regard. But you know, the water signs are all about how they feel. It's real, and you can't stop it. You can't stop the feeling. In fact, that's what brings things into fruition on the material world, is the feeling you have behind it, particularly the good feelings. I get into that a little bit later with my OG deck that I like to read, which is the Oracle of the, you know, Super Attractor Manifestation deck. But let's read to you the 3 major categories. First being the overall energy. And every day for the mid-month readings, I'm changing the tarot, whereas I usually change it from the beginning of the month to the mid-months. I just decided that I was going to go with my intuition, and I was looking through my tarot, and this one just basically leapt out at me, or leaped out at me. I don't know how you pronounce that. And it is the Connolly Tarot deck, which is I've had for a lot of years. And people aren't necessarily familiar, but what I love is the card on the front is the 2 of Cups. And that's you, and that's relationships, and that's love, because you love deeply. You really do. And you're a little bit shy and you know, reserved, and you kind of hide yourself in this, you know, outer shell a lot of times if you have been hurt, because you don't want that to happen again. Nobody does. I'm only asking during this time, with this emphasis of the eclipses, for new beginning, unexpected, beautiful opportunities with Jupiter, you know, and the fellow water sign, with retrograde going forward next week. Whew, that'll be good. And just momentum is building, and ideas are just like plentiful, and dreams usually come to you in signs and things like that with the water sign. So just be very aware and take the time to sit and to really listen and feel and hear that. So your first beautiful message is the, I'll be darned, the 4 of Wands. Well, first of all, I also want to say that this particular deck has a predominance of purple in it, and that's why I bought it and I got it. It was a gift. So when I saw it, I thought, oh, thank you so much. So we've got the grapes hanging. There's so much happiness. The 4 is the stability number in numerology. It's happy family, happy life, happy foundation, happy job, happy body, just, you know, absolute stability and security, which is exactly what you want and you strive for, and you work hard for yourself, Cancer. What a beautiful beginning. The skies are blue. You know, you've seen your special significant other. You've got the green for the heart there. And the purple always represents the 3rd eye and the crown chakra, you know, just this innate understanding and connection with our higher power and source. And that's what's going on for you. So congratulations on that. As I said, there's so much positive energy coming through, you know, and I'm not saying there aren't challenges. Of course there are. Still delays, but I feel like a lot of us with this new moon in particular, and the full moon, because that eclipses last for months, end of the year for sure. And I just feel like you had these great ideas, and you're starting to see the results, and you're thinking, I don't even believe it right now, because I waited so long to hear answers. They're coming in on all different levels. So congratulations on that. Things are good, solid, and you're fired up about it. You know, you worked for it. You are excited, and you're motivated, and you're spirited, and you've got this wonderful wands connection here with the highlighted, which is the fire. So not a coincidence, I don't think. So anyway, things are going well. Second category is going well. Well, I'm just going to say it because, you know, I did say that my love connections have to do with all types of love, and they do. But with you, it's actually very romantic, and I would say borderline marriage commitment time. Oh, yeah. The Hierophant. The religious, if you will, recognition card. That's about our intuition ourselves and our higher power in ourselves, but it's also, you know, traditional church, you know, rite of passion, rites, marriage, sanctum, holy sanctum. I'm trying to remember the words I learned as a Catholic growing up. Yeah, the uniting and the wisdom and traditions that are carried on throughout the centuries of commitment to each other. In a very formal way a lot of times, but also for our own, in our own way. If it doesn't have to do, in this case, I think it does for sure, with the two people in both the cards so far. Like maybe you've waited a long time and now that time is over and you're saying now is the time. Everything is about timing. Excuse me, I'm losing my voice. So there's some people not wanting to speak up, and that's probably going to clear up as well with this retrograde going forward, because that has a lot to do with communication when it's in Gemini. That's what their main key component and personality trait is. Their mind, they're ruled by Mercury. It's, you know, it's in retrograde, and just ideas and expansion and thoughts and movement and communication and connection and all those wonderful things. If you've been feeling more focused on that lately, that's what's going on. And especially with, like I said, the new moon eclipse in Gemini. So beautiful conversations are going to be had, and I have a feeling that there's going to be an absolute long-term change in your affairs for the better. So let me know, though. I always love to know if there's, I do get beautiful, you know, comments, and I always respond to every one of them. And I love the interaction with you very much. So feel free to do that. I don't know, I'm pretty sure you have to subscribe, which just is the pushing of the button, but no, you're not, you know, indebted to anything. It's not any cost whatsoever. It's like following me, and it allows you to, you know, to be able to comment and let me know what's going on, okay, if there's a resonance. Sometimes people resonate right away, sometimes not at all. I always just say, please give it some time, certainly through the end of the month. And with the changes that can occur in that, including a full moon, which will also shine a light on a lot of beautiful things. It's in Capricorn. It's going to be after the retrograde goes forward on the 24th next week. So it's going to really push things in a more permanent and stable way, which is something I certainly look forward to. As stable as life can be, you know what I'm saying. That influence of Capricorn is the one that's going to seal the deal, if you will. So I really love this for you so much. Yeah, and I don't know. Let's go on with the reading by letting you know the last category is the category of finances. So this is about really that energy that does keep you stable. We work and we do things, and we need to know the value of ourselves by the mighty dollar a lot of times. But yeah, it's just a currency like everything else. And it's funny when you really look at it. I always thought it was. It reminded me of when I played Monopoly as a child. When you see the paper, you do your work, or your art, your whatever it is you do to share your value, and how you can give to others and then receive the money you need to survive and so forth. And it's a piece of paper. It's like, wow, okay. But it's all just, it's all an illusion. And I mean, we need to feel like we're worth X amount of those papers, and we ourselves know more than anybody. Please never self-doubt yourself, okay? And if you're at a point where you've been asking, let's just say you're an entrepreneur like myself, and you've been asking a certain rate, and a lot of things have happened that have changed the prices in gas and things of that nature, and so we need to recognize that and know our worth and feel confident in saying, I'm gonna have to raise the price just a little bit, to meet with the standards of my life and how people are able to, manage the money. It's all about managing the money too, and believing in it. And you know what you have? You have the Four of Cups. So there's the Four of Wands and the Four of Cups. And 4 is about stability. And what I like about this, in this particular depiction of this deck, is you've got the 3 cups in front of this guy. He's leaning against and he's looking at him. And he's like, yep, I do. I have very much to be grateful for. And there's a lot of creativity that's in me that wants to come out, and I want to express that and share that with others. And that is a water sign, so it's about you, Cancer. It's about the Pisces and the Scorpios, and the willingness to give and to nurture others, and to be that energy of emotional attachment and love and caring. And then there's that 1 cup that's coming in from just in the middle of the sky, right? Like the angel that's saying, okay, yes, you have that. And you may not be content completely, like there's something missing a lot of times with the 4 of Cups, but here it is. So let's not focus on what you think is not enough. Let's focus on what you do have. And then why not add this? Why not allow this into for that perfect 4 scenario, which is the balancing and the foundational structure you want, the fulfillment of your finances, the imagination to make the finances grow, your talents being utilized in the right way. Ideas are coming through, maybe too many, so it's time to sit once again and really listen and be aware of your dreams and the messages that come through in so many different ways, through people or music, and and just so many different signs. And you can ask for specific signs if you want, but I like it. So yes, what is it you want? What do you want to add? Because it's going to be very important that you create this and you initiate the current, to make that happen. You're being offered some things, but it takes two to tango, as they say. So I like that. There's more to come. There's more information coming, and there's a lot of love surrounding that. Like this wonderful highlighted connection of Sagittarius, they're there to help you. And they usually are doing extremely well in their lives because they focus and they study to get to a certain criteria and standard for themselves. That's what I've always seen with Sagittarius. And they're half man, half horse. They want that freedom. They want to travel. And it's so fun to travel with someone you have fun with and you care about. So opening up your horizons that way too. Having the money to do what you want, basically, is what it's showing me. So I like that a lot for you. Beautiful reading. Very romantic, though, I must say. So maybe you already know and you've already gotten the engagement. Congratulations. That's basically what the text was with my friend, the Gemini. I didn't see her that long ago, and she's got this amazing person, twin flame, and this job thing, and everything is just like, she's a manifester. And so I'm going to pull the rune for you to, once again, culminate this reading. And I picked this not long ago, but I don't remember it by heart. It looks to me like the letter F, and in music, it reminded me of I want to say F clef, but it's like left clef. It's been a lot of years, so I won't say any more. I'm going to lay this on the top of the second category, which has to do with perhaps marriage, some kind of special, faith-related ritual, religious, rite, very traditionally done, dogma almost, very important and very much a part of Sagittarius energy that came with that, the full moon eclipse in Sagittarius. So that's something that just came through spirit too. Yes, of course, that makes sense. And not being too stuck, but open to ideas and differences in people, right? And accepting them and not thinking you're better or worse, but just liking who people are for who they are. And knowing that we all make a difference. We all matter here. So I'm going to read to you what the rune specifically says and your particular message today. And that is, I just read this yesterday, I think. Okay. Great memory, huh? Well, it says fiho. Yeah, I know why, because I got the wrong glasses. Forgive me. The other day I had both of them on. That's what's going on with my eyes right now. We're working on that. Fihu, yes, F-E-H-U, and it's number 1. Change of life, beginning of a new cycle, transformation like never before. That's what the eclipses do. And the storyline will continue on if you're getting little bits and pieces. It doesn't have to happen in this moment. It's like, oh, wait, MaryAnne, it hasn't happened. Just sit back and enjoy yourself and love each other and just allow that in, And so what the messages are for Fihu, I hope to be able to pronunciate them exactly the way they need to be. So the word associated is livestock right off the bat, which is interesting. And the period is between June 29th and July 13th. So guess what, Cancer? During your sun season. So a lot of energy, a lot of beautiful, emotional fulfillment, happiness, love, security, just good times, good times. The words associated are trust, recovery, gain, trade, offspring being children. I did this yesterday as well, or it might have been the day before, but I don't make up the messages. I simply read the symbology, and I do use my intuition, but, definitely when a person's married or whatnot, they tend to think about that. So it's definitely in the picture. Don't have to be married, of course. I'm just saying as far as the messages that come through. A change in your existing relationship of some sort. So offspring, something hidden comes to light. There's that truth aspect of Sagittarius. Evolution and evasion. Be aware of frauds. It was yesterday. And I just said, very simply, there's a lot of cyber attacks and those type of things. Just being double careful to back up your information is what I'm being told. I got something yesterday saying, change your passwords, of course, because I have a lot of them that are the same. And it's a simple thing to do, which could save a lot of time and effort in the future. So I played the game, and I did at least one, I think, maybe two. But all those little things help. And if there's something coming through with the messages and the oracles, I like to listen. I don't have to get panicky. I'm just like, okay, simple enough. And, like I said, there's a lot of it going on. So it's not something we're not aware of. I mean, I didn't lose my card, but somebody ended up getting it online. So I had to get another one. It just seems to be like almost a norm now. But it was really easily remedied. So just putting that out there for you. Love the reading. I really do. I mean, I know that I love and I put out there every day just to have the best possible connections and through my clients, through people, and just to get out and to be around people again is so important to me right now. And doing this is important too. So I thank you for being here. If you're still watching and you're a part of this channel, come on back. I do it twice a month. And so we're going to finish with the oracle that is the wisdom of the oracle. And this is a beautiful message just for you, Cancers, and every one of your relationships. If the Sagittarius isn't quite ringing a bell, this answers for all of your relationships and the message therein. So for you, I'm excited for you too. I hope you're going to have a beautiful birthday month and you're happy that you're alive another year. It doesn't matter what age you are, because I lost a sister not quite 2 years ago at 50. And nobody saw that coming, so bring on those years. I don't mind the wrinkles. I'm cool with that. As long as we feel good, right? And we have that desire and momentum and connection with God and Spirit, or whoever you consider to be, your higher power and source. Well, your card says, time to go. So let's go. I mean, it looks that way. It looks like things are moving in the direction and it's all about timing, and it's like, let's get it going on here. 45, which is 4 plus 5, and it's a 9. It equals completion. In the numerology, it goes 1 to 9, and then it starts at the 10 again, which is 1. What I love though is the illustration here. It almost reminds me of Cinderella running up these stairs and then going through this door. She's illuminated, and she's extremely passionate and excited about this new adventure. She's rushed. She's like, let's do this. Because I already did all that other stalling last year and some. So I'm ready. And that's how you are anyway, because you're a cardinal sign. You want to keep busy. You are the initiators. You instigate things. You get those committees and, PTA meetings and home wonderful family type association things together. That's you. And I love you for it. So 45. In the 30s, 43 and 44, 45. The essential meaning: endings, completion, walking away from something because there is nothing else to learn or experience. That sounds interesting, because I feel like you can always learn, but when you've had enough, you have enough. And that's that timing thing. And we all know that. We can put it off and kid ourselves, or we were shoved and forced into changes and endings this last year we didn't see coming, but had to happen, right? I wouldn't have chosen it for some of my people and friends that I know. But better things are happening for them, mind you. The oracle message: you're at the end of one journey and have not yet begun the next. You're kind of like in that, and I think the retrograde had a lot to do with that. Be prepared. Be prepared, Cancer. That's all I can say. Especially in your special magical time of your sun season. That's when you get special gifts, and you can ask for a lot, and you'll be very surprised at what comes into your life. You are at this is the moment to bless your experience thus far. Take stock of what you've learned. It's time to move on to the new. See if I can open this. The new experience and a new way of being. There's nothing left for you to do, be, or experience in your present circumstance. Take the risk and move on, even if you need to be in the transition for a time. Your destiny is calling you. And I absolutely love this for everything we were talking about, because like I said, yeah, you could start this and you don't have to feel like it's all going to happen at once. It still has progression to it and steps that feel right. Because you don't want to be bombarded and you don't want to be questioning it or doubting yourself, you know. So yeah, just organically, evolution-wise, is coming this way. And I think a lot of you feel that because you know all about feelings. And you're very psychic a lot of times too. So if you've been getting those hunches, you know why, because it's a very prominent time with once again Pisces, Jupiter being in Pisces. So I'm going to finish with what I mentioned, the Oracle of the Super Attractor Manifestation deck, where you can create and bring into your life anything you want, any kind of life you choose. But you really have to believe it, and you really have to feel that, and you really have to want that, and it has to feel good. And if you got those things going and it's completely genuine, it's going to come up, it's going to show up, it's going to be, and I can't say when, nobody can. That's something you do have to be aware of, because it can happen instantly or not. And a couple of things that I asked for, and I would ask every day, and I'd say, I'm just, bring whatever you, because I know my connection with the universe is pretty phenomenal in that I have great ideas, but not as great as the universe sometimes. So I like to just say, show me the best, you know, just show me the best. I trust in the process. And that happens. It's so beautiful. But you can add to it too, of course. You know, you've got that ability. So the beautiful message, or the affirmation or mantra, I like to call it for you, beautiful. All right, well, it's got a lot of beautiful flowers. That's really beautiful. And the words on it say, when I make joy a priority, brilliant ideas will come naturally. Support will surround me, and movements will form. That's exactly true. Make joy and happiness and that wonderful ability to feel and to connect and to love. Let that just override everything, and then it just all just comes in, and it's just so beautiful, and it's magical. And it's based from love too. So there you go. Might want to say that a few times during the day, or just kind of think about it, write about it, put it under your pillow. It's for you though. So I'm excited. I really wish you an amazing sun season, Cancers, that you get many, many wonderful, surprising, and expected gifts and joyful times. So enjoy your love, enjoy your relationships. Thank you again for being here. Until next time, take care and bye for now.